Hello, Chad Cox here, recording from Anaheim, California. I just wanted to say a couple of things before we get started. I'll be working as an entrepreneur for a company called Enterprise Communications, fictitious, based on the actual company that I work for and the work that I do, but there is no proprietary information or classified information presented. Everything is gathered from the public domain, and the product that we're going to be proposing today is Skyline. Slogan being always available, always online. So let's take a look at the problem. So for companies that want to use satellite communication to expand their business and their technologies, there's a lot of obstacles that they're going to encounter to get at their signal in space. Putting satellites in space is a complex work, is a lot of complex work by a lot of complex team, and it takes a lot of there's a lot of highly technical products that require communication, expert communication. So you need to find somebody to build the satellite, launch it into space. You need a satellite operator to operate it for the life of the satellite, and you need ground services to maintain the link for the life of the satellite. Here's the solution to that. I'm going to drop my video so you can see the full slide, and we'll get talking to that. So the solution is our product here. We're going to introduce Skylink. And this product gives our customers a fully integrated solution to their signal and space needs. Our mission here is to provide an always available, always online signal and service, or signal and space service, so that our customers can rest assured that their satellite integration needs are met, so they can focus on enhancing their products and their technology. We're going to be coordinating payload design, payload build, ground build and design, test coordination, subcontracting of the command and control oversight, and establishing a signal in space with redundant ground sites in case one site fails over. And we're going to do it with an expert team. We have an already existing diverse team in place that is already executing. We'll get to that in a couple of slides. But we're going to do it flawlessly. And we're going to do that meeting customer needs and constant communication with the customer and bringing them along the way. But what is our underlying? Well, I want to notice that that screen prior was so busy, but we are really just going to bring this in and make it real tight and create a quality service. So our product concept is a streamlined integration service for highly sophisticated satellite communications, enabling customers to enhance their technology. And it gives us three things. Companies, businesses out there already using satellite communication, it gives them a quality of service that they can use so they can focus on enhancing their products. Secondly, it allows customers that want to use satellite communication for their products an efficient access to that type of market and that type of technology. And finally, it gives them a reduced time to uplink. With our efficient process, with high quality and increased integrity, it's going to reduce their time to uplink from design to uplink and implementation. So we are going to provide a satellite service with efficiency, quality, and integrity. So what is our business model? So at Enterprise Communications, we already got a head start because we've already secured a government contract that employs this type of service. Right now we own a contract with the FAA for satellite-based augmentation system, which consists of one geostationary satellite, two ground stations, one primary, one backup. The backup takes over, the primary fails. So we know that it's technically feasible, and we're already doing it. Our model here is to exercise iterative improvement on what we've already been doing, and that's really our strength. We're going to take this and construct the platform. And you can see our platform under the number 2 is we can really port any customer technology to our radio frequency uplink equipment up to a payload and back down broadcasting from the satellite. Our third step is then to take this platform and scale it to adjacent markets, television, radio, broadband, mobile. We will become the most efficient satellite integrator on the market. So let's take a look at the marketing and sales. Right now, we're looking at a $250 billion industry. Half of that being in satellite services, half of being in ground equipment. There are 3 operational satellite-based augmentation systems worldwide right now, and 3 more in development. That's us, Europe, and Japan is operational, with India, Australia, and China in development. The FAA has been doing this. Our U.S. customer has been doing it since 1996, and they will continue to do it inevitably because what they use it for is a safety of flight system that is always available. And you'll see kind of our experience here with those type of contracts. In 2014, we won a $250 million contract for 5 and 6, and which was 2 GEOs and 4 ground sites, 2 ground sites for each GEO. In 2017, we lost a contract to Leidos, one of our competitors. They really underbid it, and they're not as good as in quality, but we'll get to that in a moment. But one of the takeaways here is in the past 6 years, the FAA has spent $122 million on each contract, or in the past 6 years has spent an average, of $122 million on each GEO contract. So we know the market is feasible, it's there. Part of our launch plan is going to be starting in this market segment with government entities that wish to enhance their satellite-based augmentation system. So what does competition look like? The competition has high development costs. The high development cost kind of creates a barrier to entry. We've already got ahead of the game since we've already got a contract in place with 2 GEOs, might add you. Limited integrators, there's really not a lot of companies that are doing the work that we're doing. Government contractors, the big companies, they got big pockets, so they can come into the market, but are unlikely because they tend to pursue contracts in the billions rather than the low millions. The suppliers have unique products, so we may have a problem there because those suppliers are like payloads and satellite builds, could have increasing costs based on the type of technology that they're launching in space. But we also face underbids. You know, some of those big companies too can do an underbid and lose money on the contract just to get us out of the game. What they're paying for is just to get us out of the picture. But if you take a look at that gap analysis up there, we really want to emphasize that sweet spot, and we want to be on the high end of that quality. We know Leidos are the competitor that's doing similar stuff. It's just not as good. We just do it so much better. And Northrop Grumman and Lockheed are essentially the higher, more expensive competition that we see. So for the financials, we're seeking a $3.5 million investment. Each payload and ground purchase is going to cost $9 million each, with a 5% increase annually. Spares, we're going to keep in inventory, $1 million for each contract, and the service leases that we're going to encounter for payload and ground are going to be about $110,000 monthly. We got a marketing budget of $528,000 a year. So our profits are really based on a 20% upcharge, and 20% upcharge on the payload build, the ground build, and the service leases. You can see as we become profitable in year 3 with about $7 million in net profit in year 5. We're going to implement the product in 3 phases. The first phase is year 1 through 3. Second phase is years 3 through 4, and third phase is year 5. First phase is going to focus on the startup, refining the platform. The second phase is going to start to expand into adjacent markets, a TV, broadband, mobile, internet market. In phase 3, we're going to end up being the leader in satellite integration services. By year 3, we're going to have $4.3 million net profit, $11.2 million in net worth, and a return of investment of 11.3% on your $3.5 million initial investment. So what are our milestones? First year, we're focused on launch. We want to let everybody know that our product is out there. We're going to hit the trade shows hard, Paris Air Show, as well as the satellite convention in DC that are both annually. By the second year, we're going to secure our first contract and a CBAS contract. By the end of the year 3, we're either going to do another CBAS contract, possibly globally, or start to fill out an adjacent market. Here we got to focus on the chasm. We've got our early adopters. They know what we're doing, but we really have to sell our finalized product to these other adjacent markets. And that's what we're going to do in phase 2 in year 4, is we're going to secure an adjacent market. And then by the year 5, we're going to be the industry leaders and capture multiple adjacent markets. And we're going to do a startup, adjacent markets, and growth. That's my product. I hope you will invest. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your time.